Hello dear students and other viewers, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In previous lecture video we talked about the what's letter, and we talked about in broad sense we have two types of letters, formal and informal letter, and we also talked about to whom we write formal letters and to whom we write informal letters. We also talked about the importance of letter writing, and at that time I talked about it, what's the importance of letter. Before the advent of the modern technology made communication so easy, writing a letter was considered an important means of communication. Even today, writing a letter is important means of communication. So let's educate ourselves from the intricacies of letter writing. So first of all, I will talk about formal types of formal letter. Formal letter, types of formal letter. Okay, I will types of formal letter. We have these types. For example, first of all, business letters. We have official letters. Official letters. We have demi-official letters. Demi-official letters. We have report letters. Report letters. We have notes letters. Notes letters. We have social letters. So these are the types of formal letter: business letter, official letter, demi-official letter, report letters, or notes letters, and social letters. In business letters, I will give the example. For example, enquiry letter, enquiry letter, job letter, third, complaint letter, order letter, you may have a recommendation letter, and others. Okay, these are the types of business letters. So this is all about types of formal letter. Let's move towards the parts of letter. So very important parts of letter, or we can say the elements of letter. Parts of letter. Parts of letter. We'll talk about first formal letter. First, very important, that sender's address. Sender's address, or we can say from address. From address. Second, we have date. Third part, receiver's address. Fourth part, we have subject. And then fifth part, we have salutation. Okay, sixth part, that is body. Here I write seventh part, body. Then very important part, that subscription. For example, yours faithfully, sincerely yours. Okay, that's called subscription. And seventh, eighth part, that is signature. Signature of sender, okay? Signature on his name. Then ninth additional, that's super subscription. Super subscription. Super subscription. This is not important for examination perspective. Okay, we write, then we write in actual situation. Then we write this super subscription on the envelope. We will talk about it later. These are the parts of letter, and particularly I talked about form letter. I have shown you sender's address, very important. Then we put date, then the receiver's address, then subject, then we have salutation. Okay, this is optional. If you talk about the recent format of CBSE, there is first salutation, then subject. Okay, if you write first subject or salutation, depends upon you. So your marks will not be deducted for that. Okay, so it's optional. Now body, subscription, signature, and super subscription. Now we will talk about informal letter, parts of informal letter. I will show you. You have to remember these parts. It will help you. For example, parts of letter informal letter, okay? In informal letter, we have their sender's address, okay? Second, date, as we have in form letter, date, very important. Husband is from address, I talked about it. Then third, we in formal letter we have receiver's address, but in informal letter we don't write receiver's address. Okay. Then we come direct on salutation. We don't have subject, and we don't write receiver's address in informal letter. This is salutation. We write salutation. Then body. Then subscription. Okay. Then signature, or we can say here, we write name of sender. Then seventh, that is super subscription. That is we skip few things, few parts. Okay, wait a minute. Here we have sender's address, we have date, but we don't have receiver's address. We don't have subject in informal letter. We have salutation, yes. We have body, we have subscription, we have signature, and we write also super subscription in informal letters. So now let us discuss these parts one by one. First of all, I talked about sender's address. Okay, as you know, first part of a letter, formal as well as informal letter, that is sender's address or from address. This is the heading part. Okay, sender's address. In formal letter, it's very important. We write sender's address in block style. Latest format for formal letters, we write in block style. There's no other option now. For formal letter, we have to write in block style. But if you talk about informal, we can write in any format, or we can say in any style. For example, we have here one that is indented letter. What's indented letter? That is, for example, I write here an example for you. Change number 12, okay, all brackets, okay, Shimla, this is pin number, Shimla is in India, so this is intended letter. That's intended letter. When you leave space between margin, this line is margin, okay, on left hand side. When you leave space between margin and beginning of line, you leave space, that's called intended letter. Here one space or two, then we few spaces more, then few spaces, okay, we add a few spaces here, then this is now an oblique style, we can say. This is called intended letter. This format is block style format. We can write informal letters in block style, but the point is we should not mix styles. If you have started a letter in informal letter in block style, you have to end it in block style. Okay, that means subscription should be in block style on your left hand side. Block style means when you write everything on your left hand side of your letter along the margin. For example, I will write here for you example here. For example, now Mir Market, Magan 193401 team, okay, Magan Badgaon. This is, we can say this is block style, okay, because on your left hand side of your letter. Then you write body in this format, or in this style, then you write date, then you put date there, then you put subscription in that format. That's called block style. You can write informal letters in block style as well, but as I said, don't mix. You be consistent while choosing style. You can write on right hand side of your letter, sender's address, but you have to end, that is your subscription should be on right hand side. This is very important. Okay, sometimes I have seen students write sender's address on right hand side and they end letter on left hand side. They write subscription left hand side. Looks awkward. Okay, I can't say it's wrong, but it looks awkward. So I advise you be consistent while choosing style, while choosing format. This was all about sender's address. Now the second part of letter, that is